afternoon, beautiful people at home. It's a beautiful Sunday morning. I hope you all went to church today. Okay, today I'm making a tutorial on how to cut a basic blouse. It's going to be a quick one. And so sit back, relax. And if today is the first time of coming to my channel, please hit the red button below so you always get notified whenever I upload video. Let's go to the class. See you there. Okay, the instrument I'll be working with right here is my pattern masters, and I have my tape, I have my marker and my scissors, and then I have my pattern paper. Okay, the shoulder I'll be working with, just follow what I'm doing. The shoulder I have been working with is 16 inches. 16 divided by 2. Always divide your shoulder by 2. If you are a beginner here, you should know that your shoulder is divided what? By 2. Shoulder divided by 2, we have 16. Divided by 2 is equals to what? 8 inches. 8 inches, okay? Alright, so to get the shoulder first, that's the shoulder measurement, we get it first. And so always make sure your clothes or your material or the paper you're working with is folded what? Into 2. Don't forget that. So I have 8 inches. Okay, now the next thing I'll be getting is what? I'll be getting my armhole. Okay, now to get your armhole, it is the bust divided by what? By 6 plus 1.5. And in this case, the bust I'm working with is 35.25. Now if you divide it by 6, then add 1.5 to it, you have total of what? 7.3, but I'll be using 7.25. okay, so we have 7.25 around here. Hope you can pick up what I'm doing. Hope you can see what I'm doing. 7.25. okay, and let's connect our armhole. So from the shoulder we are connecting what? Our armhole. So I'm going to extend it this way too. So we're going to get our armhole what? Curve. So you can use your pattern master, you can use your French curve to get your what? Your armhole what? Curve. Okay. All right. So the next we are going to take now is our neckline. Okay. Now for your basic neckline, standard basic neckline for an adult is 3 inches width and 3 inches what? 3 inches deep, 3 inches what? Width. When it's coming this way, we call it what? Width. When it's going this way, we say it's what? Deep. So we're taking 3 inches. Okay. Now you can decide to take more than this, but as a beginner who is trying to get a basic body, please use what? 3 inches deep and what? 3 inches what? Width. Okay, for a normal what? Adult. So let's connect the 3 inches we have. So we have it this way, and also what? This way. And another, almost times when you go online, you hear words like horizontal and vertical. When it is this way, that's flat. We call it what? Horizontal. But when it's standing this way, we say it's what? It's vertical. Please don't forget, in case you go online and someone and you're hearing vertical and what? Horizontal. But because you are beginner, I won't be using much of that. But you should know that this is our horizontal and this is our what? Vertical. So you're taking your vertical at 3 inches, your horizontal at what? 3 inches. Okay, or you say your width at 3 inches and your deep at what? 3 inches. Okay, so I'm going to be connecting my what? My neckline. Okay, so you connect your neckline using your free hand, but if you're a beginner, I advise you use your what? Your French curve. Okay, so you just connect what? Your neckline. And we have different kind of neckline. We have the round neckline, we have the canoe neckline, we have the V neckline, we have zigzag neckline, we have so many asymmetric neckline. So but for as a beginner, why don't you start with what? A round what? Neckline. So next you're going to get is what? Your shoulder slope. You get your what? Your shoulder what? Slope. So now I'm going to be using 1 inch for what? My shoulder. You come at what? You're going to come at your what? Your armhole area. Okay, where you started, where you took your shoulder from, come to your armhole area. Most times you confuse yourself where to take the 1 inch, whether it's from here or from here. So it's from your what? Armhole area. As a beginner, I understand. Most times people will just come from here and take one inch and connect from this side. Don't make that mistake. So you take it from what? Your armhole what area, 1 inch. The reason why you are doing this is because the human body is not at the shoulder area is not straight. It somehow was slanted. Okay, so from there you connect it to meet what? The neck what? Line. Okay, so you see I've connected. You see we have connected it to meet what? The what? The neckline. So please don't forget that. Okay, so now we've gotten this. So the next thing, after you are through with your shoulder, you're getting your shoulder, the shoulder slope, your armhole, and your what? Neckline. The next, you start taking our what? Our bodies. Now the first I'm going to be taking is what? My bust point. Okay, for a normal adult, standard measurement for getting your bust point is what? 10 inches. Okay, is 10 inches. So I'll be placing my 10 inches here, and the next I'll be getting is my waist what? My waist line or half length. If you're making a basic body, this is what you should consider. Your half length. Okay, now we are getting our what? A half what? Half length. Okay, now we have our bust point at 10 inches. Now the underbust I'm working for this person, her underbust is 13 inches. Then I'll be adding extra 3 inches to get my what? My half length. Okay, so the half length I'm working with right now is what? 16 inches, so that you not get confused how I got what? The half length. So now to get your half length is, once you get your underbust, the distance between from your shoulder towards under your breast, like under this place, you can see under your breast, from the shoulder this place towards your under your breast, then count extra 3 inches. That will give you what? Your half length. To give you your what? Your half length. So we have what? 16 inches as our what? A half length. And then we'll be adding extra 1 inch for what? Our allowance. Remember, it's a basic what? Bodies. A basic upper what? Bodies. Now with this kind of basic body, when you're through, you can join it with either a skirt to make it a gown, or you join it to a peplon or to a trouser for a jumpsuit, depending on what you want to use it what for. Okay, all right, so we're going to be taking our what? Horizontal line. That's our round lines. Now you're going to make it look visible. Okay, remember I said this way is called your horizontal and the other way is called what? Vertical. So don't forget that. So right now we have our what? We have our bust points and our what? Half length, and then what? 1 inch for what? Our allowance. 1 inch for allowance. Okay, we have a 1 inch for what? Allowance. Now we are going to be taking our bust measurement. That's your bust round. Okay, when you hear the word bust round, it means you measure your bust round. You could just go what? Round the bust like this. You take your round measurements what? Like this. You just go round. Okay, good. Now we've gone round, and so the bust I'm working with is 35.25 divided by 4 is 8.8. Okay, which is around here, 8.8. And then I'll be adding 2 inches for my what? Allowance. Okay, make sure you always add your what? Your allowance. Okay, now the next I'll be taking is my my waist measurement, my waist round. Okay, you still go around the same way you did for your bust. Go around your waist and take your what? Your waist measurement. So the waist you're working with here is 32. 32 divided by 4. We have 32. We say it's divided by 4. We have what? 8 inches. So we have 8 inches. So I'm going to be taking the 8 inches also to meet my what? The 1 inch allowance we added for the 1 inch allowance below. So I'm going to be adding extra 2 inches for what? As sewing, as stitching allowance. But before I do that, we need a dart. Okay, we need a dart on this clothes. Now you're going to check the nipple to nipple of the client you're working with. I have a standard nipple to nipple measurement. I'll be displaying it on the screen, so you can see it on the screen right now. So it will help you to know where your own falling. Okay, like for someone of verse 30 to 35, we say we use 3 inches, okay, and add half inch to it to make it what, 3.5. So from 36 to 40 we use 3.5, you add half inch to get what, 4 inches. For someone of verse 41 to 45, we use 4 inches, you add 0.5 to make it what, 4.5. Then from someone of verse 46 to above, you use what, 5 inches and add extra half inch to it. But I have it on the screen there so that you follow the guidelines. Okay, all right. So for this person, her bust points, or sorry, her bust span separation, she's having a bust of 35.25. I'm going to be using 4 inches for what, her bust separation, or nipple to nipple. Sometimes we call it bust separation, or we'll say what, nipple to nipple. So it's around what, here. And so I'm going to be taking coming up by 4 inches. Okay, I'll come up by 4 inches. Okay, or you can try to come up more by what, 5 inches, depending on what you want. So I just came up by 4 inches, by 5 inches. So I will just draw a straight line to meet the remaining 4 below, and then we take half inch on both sides, half inch here and then half inch here. So we are going to connect it to get our what, our dart. So this is the dart, this is our dart. Okay, so this is our what, our dart. So now we're going to connect all our words here. So now we are going to what, connect. I'm going to connect this way. We connect, and then we connect to meet what, the waist. So these are what, so this is what, this is the main measurements, and this is what, our allowance. So we just cut off. Okay, so we just what, cut it off, and we are through with our what, our basic words bodice words pattern. So please do not forget that, and you can try it out. And in our next tutorial, I will teach you how to use your basic pattern to get your armhole words, armhole darts. Okay, this one, just try this one out, try to make it. Okay, then I'll teach you in my next tutorial on how to get what, your basic pattern by putting your words, your armhole words darts. Okay, or your armpit darts. So please, if this tutorial has been very helpful to you, I ask that you give it a thumbs up, and also make sure you subscribe to my channel so that you always get notified. So I'm going to cut it off right now, and then I'll show you the finished look. Then we'll also do the back. I'll teach you how to do what, the back. So this is our basic words pattern. Okay, so just give a notch on this part, on the dart part, so that when you are sewing it, you know where to pick up. Okay, put a notch there. So as you can see, so this is it. Okay, hope you can see it very well. So this is it. Okay, this is our basic words, our basic pattern. So now to cut out the back, you need a clean pattern paper. So I just grabbed myself another pattern paper. I will be folding this into 2. Okay, the reason is because we don't have much paper. So I just want to show you what next to do. The next thing you should do is this: place your pattern paper this way and give extra 2 inches for your zipper allowance. Okay, for your zipper allowance. So this is it here. You give extra 2 inches for your zipper allowance from here there, And then once you get to your dart area, now this dart area, once you get to your dart area, the back dart is usually longer than the front dart. You can take as high as 8 inches or what, or 9 inches for your back dart. Don't forget that you take as high as what, 8 inches. Okay, so remember we took nipple to nipple of 4 inches, so don't forget that also. We are doing the back. So the only thing that is different from the back is the zip allowance and the dart line. Okay, but the dart is the same place, just that this one, the dart is what, higher, is 8 inches, or you can go as 9 or 10 inches depending on what you want. The back dart is usually higher. Okay, so this is the back dart. Okay, so this is the back dart. And then once you come to the neckline, standard measurement for neckline, the deep is 3 inches, but the front you can decide to come down, make it 5, 6, okay, 4, but because you're a beginner, I advise you use what, 3 inches. So we are putting our neckline. Okay, this is our neckline for the back, so we are going to also cut it off so that you can see it very well. So you see, this is a 2 inches. This is a 2 inches extra for the zip allowance, and the back dart is usually what, longer. That's the only difference from the back and the front. So just put your notch on the back side so that you know where to sew when you are sewing. So we've come to the end of this tutorial. So please, thank you for watching this video. Please make sure you give it a thumbs up and also share with your friends if you find it very, very helpful. See you in my other class again. I remain Cynthia. Bye bye.